For me, bodybuilding is a sport, believe it or not, which requires you to some sort of physical activity where it goes like free weights, circuit training, to build new muscle tissue. That is the goal for bodybuilding. That's from my opinion anyway. My name is George Osborne. I'm 20 years old. I study at Solent University, studying personal training and fitness management. I'm a bodybuilder as well. My mum introduced me to Terminator 2. I started watching that and I just saw Arnold rise from the floor. He was half naked, obviously. He was pretty much naked, and I just saw. I was like, wow, who is this guy? And he was getting shot at and stuff, and he was just like, it was just bouncing off him. And like metal, obviously, it was just nothing. I was like, oh my god, what is happening here? And then my parents started introducing me to WWE, and I see all like these wrestlers jumping off, throwing all these people around, and I was like, oh, I was just so like amazed with how everyone looked. All these big like 300-pound men, massive arms, massive like necks, traps, chest was huge, and I thought, right, this is what I want to do. And I realised I wasn't getting any taller because my parents are quite short, just a little bit. Mum's like 5 foot, my dad's a little bit taller than me. I thought, right, I'm not going to be tall here. So I thought, if I can't grow taller, I'll just grow wider. And from there, I literally just got into the gym, started seeing my physique changed quite quickly, and I thought, well, I'll just get wider and bigger that way instead of just getting taller. They don't understand like the lifestyle in regards to having to eat a certain amount of food a day, having to train like quite often as much as what I do, because obviously they are not into that lifestyle. They don't have a clue about it. They're not into fitness or bodybuilding. They always support me in regards to like through the YouTube, through like helping me out get my food in, because obviously it's quite expensive if I'm eating quite a lot of food each day. They're very supportive, whatever my goal is, because sometimes it changes. Like I want to be a gym owner one day, and they said they'll literally do anything possible for me to do that. So, but they've always been supportive, never negative about it, which is spot on. A normal day, I'll set my alarm for about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, sometimes depending on how cold it is. Normally it's 7 o'clock. I get up, I'll make a few meals, like I'll meal prep my first couple of meals, and then I'll go for my morning walk where I'll do about 6,000, 7,000 steps. So typically what I do is I'll just walk to the like Asda or something and just do shop. So I pretty much food shop every day. Because I need to know exactly what I'm putting into my body. So when it comes to if I need to progress or or take out food, then I know exactly what I need to do. So I just track everything exactly, and like I said, I can make an adjustments when I need to, either increase or decrease, and I can look in regards to, okay, if I have 125 grams of oats and then I start having like digesting issues, like I have to run to the toilet straight afterwards because it's just gone straight through me, then I might need to make some changes. So I know that, all right, 125 grams of oats is not, I'm not utilising that kind of food very well. And then I'll come home, I'll eat another meal. I normally go into uni. I'll sit in the library for about 3 or 4 hours, depending on how much work I've got to do. I'll come home, I'll eat again, I'll go to the gym. I'll typically spend about 2 hours at the gym. Just because obviously it's bloody Baltic outside, I need to get warmed up, so just taking my time today, and just, because obviously if it's a little bit warmer, I wouldn't take so long warming up, but as today is freezing, I don't want to be kind of tearing a muscle, injuring myself because it's just cold outside where I haven't warmed up properly. So this is 140 kilos, so this is 2 of me, which isn't too bad for my body weight. It's not the strongest out there. It's probably not. It's definitely not the strongest in the gym. I know that, but for me personally, that's strong. That's heavy for me. Still a warm-up set though. I work around like 150 at the moment, which is quite all right, not bad. The rationale behind the logbook
is to look back at what I did previously. So in here I write what I did previously on the 150 kilos. I've got 5 reps. So the goal for this session here is to beat what I got originally. So enabling me to get stronger means hopefully more tissue down the end of the line. So the goal here for me is just to get progressively stronger in each of my sessions. And for me to enable that, I have to logbook what I do, because if I don't logbook what I do, I'll completely forget what I did. And it'll be irrelevant. I'll be just lifting the same weight each week. So logbooking my stuff will know what I'm capable of. And like, for example, when I'm feeling down, I feel like I can't be bothered, I look at my logbook and my logbook tells me, right George, this is what you're capable of, get your head straight, you know what I mean? So
it's very rare, there's only a small group of like bodybuilders that turn professional and can make it into a full-time job from getting paid from it. Winning bodybuilding shows is all about people's opinions, like you get based upon the judges' opinions, not your like strength or anything like that. It's all about what people think about you, for example. So if I can go down that route one day, then I could potentially have a career out of it. To be a professional, you have to take steroids. You have to get to that stage of where you have to take quite a lot of dosage. There's only a certain amount your physique can build naturally, and you've got to take it to that extra mile, and that's where you implement like steroids, all these kind of other drugs. And that's when things, if you don't do it correctly, like it's just like any kind of drug or like alcohol or smoking, if you don't do it in a kind of correct manner or you abuse it, then there can be some serious side effects. And with like steroids, there can be some benefits towards it, but like I said, if you overuse the drug or you just abuse it, then it can become really unhealthy, and people have died from like heart attacks at the age of like 20, 25. So am I worried about it? It does worry me a little bit. Like I think about injecting myself with like needles and taking these tablets which can ruin my liver and stuff. Maybe eating the amount I do does play a part in like my digestion, and I have had issues with like my stomach and my liver issues in regards to handling the amount of food I'm putting into my body. But it does worry me, but like I said, if I educate myself and don't abuse it, then I don't have no issues, I hope. I get messages every day saying how well I'm doing, how I've inspired people to train, or I've inspired people to start a new diet or a new training block or whatever. That keeps me going, knowing that I'm inspiring people, thousands of people online all across the world, literally keeps me going. And without like doing YouTube, I don't think I'd be as motivated or as kind of happy as what I am now in regards to training.
The 9/11 memorial place, pretty booky if you ask me, a bit weird, but all over the place, but yeah, it's pretty booky, pretty weird here, just like imagining what happened. But check this out.
I started YouTube because I literally watch YouTubers every day, and I thought, well, if they can like show how they present their life, then why can't I? What makes them better than what I am, if you know what I mean? So I thought, right, I'm a student. A lot of the average people are on budgets. We don't have tons and tons of money. A lot of us work full time, a lot of us are still in education. So I thought, why not show how I approach my bodybuilding lifestyle around being a university student, being on a budget as well. And I started posting like full days of eating on a student budget, and started like vlogging my life, just showing what I got up to throughout the day. And then it started to bring an audience, and people loved how like relatable I am.
I think today we're going up the Empire State Building. One thing Georgie boy doesn't like is fucking heights, if I'm honest with you. I don't mind heights, it's just the thought about falling. I fucking hate thinking about falling.
Compared to someone who's got hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and YouTube, and are sponsored by these meal prep companies, so they don't have to pay for any of their foods, they get given pretty much everything for free. But in reality, in the real world, that's not the case for most people. I would like to think people watch me 60% like entertainment, like my personality, like I'm very relatable, very down to earth, very like realistic in my approaches, and I just say it how it is. I don't like hide behind you should buy this product because I'm sponsored by it. I'm very just like, no, don't buy that, I just think it's terrible, or buy that because it's good. I'm just very like relatable to people. I just keep going, I set myself goals weekly, and I just tick them each week. That's the whole point in doing it. It's just tick, 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 and eventually, when you do it 3-4 months down the line, there will be progress. And seeing myself look bigger in the mirror, seeing my strength go up in the gym, keeps me going. Like, it just keeps me going, and that's how I feel about it, really.